Welcome to the course of C programming. In this video, we will be discussing about finding the sum of first n numbers. That is, if I have five numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to find the sum of these five numbers. Okay, that is first n numbers means from 1 to n. Okay, so here I am taking the value of n is equal to 5. Okay, so first five numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, if n is equal to 6, what will I be taking? I'll be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here I am going to take the sum of first n numbers where n is equal to 5. How will I find out the sum? I find out the sum by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, so if I try to write it algorithmically, I can write a program or an algorithm to find out the sum, which is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, display the sum, and stop. Okay, so this algorithm can be used to find out the sum of first five numbers. Okay, suppose I want to find out the sum for the first 10 numbers. What will happen? I will have to write another algorithm. Okay, with numbers from 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc up to 10. Okay, now what about if it is 100? I will have to write an algorithm for 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc up to 100. Okay, so that is not how we are supposed to write algorithm. We should be able to do what? We should be able to write algorithms which are generic. That is, you can you can write one single algorithm and you read what is the value of n, and based on the value of whatever is the value of n, you should be able to find out the sum of those n numbers. Okay, so how can I do that? So I will again start with start, then I will read the value of n. Okay, now I have to add these 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and 5. Okay, so repeatedly I have to add these values to some variable. Okay, so for that I will take some variable sum, and you will set its value to 0 initially. Okay, then what I will do, then I can write something like this: sum is equal to sum plus 1. So what will happen? Sum is equal to sum plus 1. Initially I am setting the value of sum to 0. So when I write sum is equal to sum plus 1, I will get 0 plus 1. Right. Then I will do what? Sum is equal to sum plus 2. So now the value of sum was 1, right? So now here it is 1 plus 2. So the value of sum is equal to 3 now. Now I can write again sum is equal to sum plus 3. So it is 3 plus 3 is 6. Then I can write sum is equal to sum plus 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Then I can write sum is equal to sum plus 5. Okay. So that is 10 plus 5, which is equal to 50. So you have found the sum of the first n numbers. Okay, now if you will look into this, you can see that you are repeating some of the statements. What are the statements that we are repeating? You are repeating sum is equal to sum plus 1, sum is equal to sum plus 2, sum is equal to sum plus 3, sum is equal to sum plus 4, sum is equal to sum plus 5. Okay, so basically you are doing a summation. These steps you are repeating, but what changes? This thing is changing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, these things are changing. Okay, so instead of adding it using a constant value, can I replace it with a variable? Yes, you can replace this with a variable. So for that purpose I will use another variable, say I. Okay, so from which number should I add? From 1. So I will initialize I to 1. Okay, then how can I write this? These statements I can write it as sum is equal to sum plus I. Now what happens? This first statement we have written. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay. Now what will happen? I have to change the value of I to 2, right? In the next statement, I have to change the value of I to 2. Okay. Currently, the value of I is 1. But in order to do the second step, I have to change the value of I to 2. How will I change the value of I to 2? I have to add 1 to it. So, I will write I is equal to I plus 1. Now, the value of I has become 2. Okay. Now, what will I do? For the second statement, I will write sum is equal to sum plus I again. Now, I am doing this step now. Okay. Now, next step is what? Sum is equal to sum plus 3. Okay. In order to do this statement, again I have to change the value of I to 3 from 2. Okay. So, again, currently the value of I is 2. To make it 3, I will do what? I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. Now, again, I have to do the next step, which is sum is equal to sum plus I. And now I have sum is equal to sum plus 3. Okay. Now again I have to do sum is equal to sum plus 4. The value of I has to be changed to 4. I will write I is equal to I plus 1 again, because current value of I is 3. Add 1, you will get the value of I equal to 4. And I have to do sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay. So again I will do I is equal to I plus 1. Then the value of I has become 5. Then I will do sum is equal to sum plus I, which is equal to sum is equal to sum plus 5. Now all these statements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, these 5 statements are written here. These 5 statements are written here. Okay. But when you look at these statements, what you are seeing that these two statements are repeated 5 times, right? These two statements, sum is equal to sum plus I and I is equal to I plus 1, these two statements are repeated 5 times. So suppose the value of n was 10. How many times will these two statements be repeated? These two statements will be repeated 10 times. Suppose the value of n was 100. How many times will these statements be repeated? These statements will be repeated 100 times. Okay. So how can I write this algorithm now? Instead of writing this sum is equal to sum plus 100 times, I can simply write these two statements and ask the algorithm to repeat these two statements 100 times. Okay. So in order to ask the algorithm to repeat two statements or any number of statements 100 times or n number of times, I can use the statement repeat. The third step in the algorithm will be to set sum is equal to 0 and I is equal to 1. And the fourth statement will be to repeat the statements. What are the statements? Sum is equal to sum plus I and I is equal to I plus 1. How many times? Repeat steps 4.1 and 4.2. How many times should I repeat it? N number of times. Repeat steps 4.1 and 4.2 n times. And when it is repeated n times, you will exit from this. Okay. You will stop repeating it after n times and you will display the value of sum and you will stop. Okay. Now, for in this algorithm, there is no mechanism to check whether this has repeated n number of times or not. Just writing repeat steps 4.1 and 4.2 n number of times does not make the algorithm check whether it has executed n number of times. Okay. So in order to check whether it has repeated n number of times, you will have to do a checking. Okay, using if statement. Okay. Using an if statement, you'll have to check whether you have repeated it 10 number of times. Okay. So how can you do it using a simple statement? You can check whether the value of I has reached n, right? If the value of I has reached n, or if the value of I equal to n, then that means what? You have done these two steps n number of times, right? So instead of writing n number of times, what you will do, you will replace it as repeat the steps 4.1 and 4.2 until the value of I is less than or equal to n. Okay, so once the value of I becomes equal to n, you do the 100th step or the nth step, the value of I will become 101. Then you will exit from this loop. Okay, for the n plus 1th time, it will not execute. Okay, so that is how you are doing what sum of n numbers. Instead of writing repeat n times, what I can do, I can use a simple condition statement which will check whether the value of I has reached n or not. If the value of I has become greater than n, then that means you have executed these two statements, sum is equal to sum plus I and I is equal to I plus 1 n number of times, and you need not repeat it again. So you will exit from this repeating portion and you will display the sum. Okay, so we will work out the algorithm once again. This is the value of I here, value of sum here. So in the first step I will start, then I will read n. So I am setting n is equal to 5 here, sum is equal to initially equal to 0 here. Okay, and I is set to 1. Okay, what I am going to do, repeat the steps 4.1 and 4.2 until the value of I is less than or equal to n. Okay, so step 4.1, what is step 4.1? Sum is equal to sum plus I. What will happen? Value of I is equal to 1 and sum is equal to sum plus I. What will happen? 0 plus 1 which is equal to 1. Okay, what is 4.2 step? I is equal to I plus 1. So the value of I will become 1 plus 1 which is 2. There is no change in the value of sum. Then you will go and check whether if I is less than or equal to n. What is the value of I? I's value is 1. So I's value is 2. Okay, I's value is 2. It is less than or equal to 5. It is true. Okay, since it is true, what you will do, you will again do 4.1. 4.1 is sum is equal to sum plus 1, sorry, sum is equal to sum plus I. So value of sum will be what? This is 1, right? 1 plus value of I is 2. So you will add 1 plus 2 which is equal to 3, and you will do 4.2 step which is I is equal to I plus 1. So you get 2 plus 1 which is 3. Okay, you will again go back and check whether if I is less than or equal to n. So I's value is 3, 3 is less than or equal to 5. So what you will do, you will again execute 4.1 and 4.2. The sum is equal to sum plus I and I is equal to I plus 1. So the value of sum is 3 here. We will again check whether the value of I is less than or equal to n. So the value of I is 4 which is less than or equal to 5. So we will again do sum is equal to sum plus I and I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, you will get the value of sum is equal to 6 plus 4, right? I is 4, sum is 6, we get a value 10, and I is equal to I plus 1 is 4 plus 1 which is equal to 5. The value of I is equal to 5. Now you will again check if I is less than or equal to 5. Yes, the value of I is less than or equal to 5. So you will do sum is equal to sum plus I is equal to I plus 1. What is sum is equal to sum plus I? The value of sum now is 10, right? So you have 10 plus value of I is 5. 10 plus 5 which is 15, and value of I is 5 plus 1 which is equal to 6. We will again check if I is less than or equal to n. Okay, value of I is what? 6. Value of n is 5. Okay, this is false. So what you will do, you will not enter the if condition, that is you will not repeat these two steps. You will exit from this particular set of statements and you will display whatever is the value of sum. What is the value of sum? 15. So this process is called as iteration, that is you are repeating a set of statements, that is called as iterating, and this technique, this is called as loop. That is, you are going round and round, so it is called as a loop.